Alright, so I got a few of these in the mail, 4 of them to be exact. And I have an idea with them. These are DC to DC step down converters. They go anywhere from 32 volts down to pretty much whatever you want. But I'm going to try and put these in parallel together. I'm going to set them up separately to be about the same volts output, parallel them, and then I'm going to hook it up to my grid tie inverter. This is a 10.5 to 28 volts, and my system likes to operate, this one here usually runs at about 31 volts. So if I hook this up, I just get a red light and it almost blows up. So if I hook these up, these can take a little more than 32 volts. I'm going to step it down to like 20 volts through both of them, or we'll see, whatever works best through that. And we'll see if we can make this work. If these things blow up, oh well, they're cheap. They're like $5 a piece, $4 a piece or something like that. Well, we'll see. So I got everything hooked up. Got my step down transformers coming from the back of the big grid tie. They run down into these step downs. Then I have 18 volts coming out. I configured them each. I turned them the amps I turned to max, and the voltage I have set to 18 volts on each. So let's turn it on and find out. Currently outputting 405 watts. And it's working. This is out of the little grid tie. We're at 57 watts. I may have to limit these, so I don't really want to go too much over about 160 watts on the unit. We're sitting at 16 volts. Oh, well, look at that. That looks pretty good. It's pretty much where I want to be sitting. That just ended up being lucky. So it looks like it's sitting at around 15 and a half volts going in. These are the inverters working here. Something's going funky here. What's going on? I think I gotta put a capacitor in between, maybe. I don't know. Seems to be working now. Still kind of bumping around. This one's staying fairly stable though, which is weird. I'm wondering if it's because a cloud just came over and they're fighting for power. Could be it. This might be only something that I should run on a real sunny day. But it looks like I'll be able to use these inverters again in my system with these in line. Just gotta keep checking these for temperature. They are getting warm to the touch. Not hot yet, but warm. Let's see if we can check the actual hot component itself. Yeah, let's see if we can find focus camera. There we go. We got, that's the hottest component there. That's right on that MOSFET or whatever it is. Same for that one. Sun came out. Look at that. 839 watts I'm putting into the grid between this one. That's frozen for some reason. I don't know why. And this one. It's 150 there. So it looks like I'm putting my maximum power out of this almost plus this. Where before it was just being wasted, because I don't think I've ever seen 100 or 830. I've seen 800 watts, but not 830. So it looks like I'm getting, even though the efficiency on these probably aren't that great, I'm still seeing an improvement. 840, 839. This isn't even peak time of the day yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if I hit 900 watts coming out of there. Come on. Why is this frozen here? There we go. So this is producing about 800. Alright, so what happens? So we got 850. I'm shutting this inverter off. What are we going to be producing here? So we got 7 to the lower. Cloud came. It's hard to do this test. And it reset. Let's see what it's like outside here. Yeah, that's why. The sun is way over here. Oh, it came out again a bit. Is it climbing? Not really. Anyways, it works. Awesome. Alright, everything seems to be working quite nicely. I've seen this on this meter hit 900 watts. So I have gained quite a bit. I've gained about 100 watts going into the grid peak, and that's because this is taking a 100 watt load off of the power jack. The power jack was capable of doing about 800, maybe 830 at best sometimes. I believe this will go to about I think 950 watts into the grid between the two at peak time today. If I get some sun. It's still cloudy again. Just bouncing. This one's putting a steady 150 watts into the grid. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is how warm these are getting. Pretty warm. I'll show you. I think I got to put another one in parallel. Get 3, and then I don't think it'll be as bad. Let's see if I can get this on. So this is Fahrenheit. It was at 166 a bit ago. I don't know why it went down. There you go. That's the hottest point right there. But this one's cooler. This one runs cooler for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe a little bit less power going through it. I don't know. This one, it's warm. If you hold your hand long enough, it actually gets quite hot. But anyways, working. I'm gonna have to put another one in parallel, and then limit down the amps going into this. I think that'll work nicely. I wish it would get sunny out so I could show you guys what this was producing. It's exciting. There it is, 910 watts into the grid. With this baby putting out 147 watts, and this putting out the rest of it. I've been having this lately. This freezes. It eventually shows it, but it freezes. So I'm wondering if it's no longer counting this either. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to use that anymore for counting anyways, because now I added this to my system. We're putting out a crap ton of power. It's awesome. almost a kilowatt an hour. I put 3 of these now in line, and I can hold that one as long as I want, really, without it getting hot. This one's even cooler, still warm though. This one's also fairly cool. So this is the warmest. Obviously it's putting out the most power. Should probably cut that back a little bit. But that's how I use a 10.5 volt to 28 volt with I believe this is a 28 volt to 48 volt grid tie, and they're running together happily. I'm not sure what the efficiency on these are, but I have gained more power. I'd probably gain even more power if I just bought another one of these, stuck it beside it. Probably be hitting over 1,000 watts output, but this is on the cheap. I've got another one of these, so I might order a couple more of these for 15 bucks. You get 3 and makes your grid tie inverter useful again. Alright, in this video I'm experimenting to see if this step-down transformer can be used like an MPPT charge controller. Is it going to increase the amps going to the batteries from a high voltage panel to high voltage being like around 20 volts going to these Lipos, which go to a maximum of 12.6 volts. And I'm going to see if it does in fact increase the amp output. So we're going to turn on this 100 watt load. So the solar panel is producing 1.78 amps. Okay. We'll shut this off now. And now I'm going to cut the footage. I'm going to put the meter now between the controller, or this step-down transformer, and the batteries. And we'll see, I have this limited to 12.6 volts. Let's see if we can see it here. Yeah, 12.5759 volts. Still taking some current from the batteries, I believe. What's going on here? I just shorted something out. I don't know what I just did. I think there's a little lead there. They all seem to still be on though. Yeah, they're all still on. Just gotta double check. Yep, they're all still on. Looks like it's going a little bit high though. I'm gonna have to turn the voltage down just a little bit. So I'm gonna do that right here on camera. I'll show you guys. Oh, look at that, it's already gone back down. Maybe I'll leave it. No, I'm gonna turn it just a little bit lower, just in case. There we go. Just a touch. Now, the next clip you see, I swapped everything over. Everything's flipped around now. This is on in between the step-down DC converter to the battery now, in between here. I'm going to turn this load on again. What do we got right now? Oh, it's cloudier than it was. It's getting sunnier. Let's see what this does here. My input voltage is there. I'm only getting 1 amp. This is not looking very successful. And there goes a cloud. Let's see what it's like out here. Because when I started this, it was really sunny. This is the solar panel. I need to actually clean it off. Oh yeah, that could be an issue. I gotta wait until the cloud goes away and check and see how it's doing. So this is what I found out. If you fine tune it, it will produce more than is being put in. Oh, here goes the cloud again. I'll go back up. Yep. Oh, going back down. It's hard to do these tests in this weather, but it will put in. It will kind of act like an MPPT. I had to play with the voltage though to get that. So here are my findings so far. Cloud cover. This is the solar panel, and this is after the step-down converter. They're almost exactly the same. That's because when the clouds go by, the amps on this is set too high. It just brings the panel voltage directly down to the battery voltage. So you're going to get the exact same input-output. But as you'll see, as the solar panel starts producing more power in the sun, it does act like an MPPT. It doesn't automatically track. You have to track it yourself. It has two dials, one for voltage and one for amps. I turn the amps all the way up, and I just play with the voltage to get the right spot for voltage. And it does in fact work like a MPPT. It's just more like a manual style MPPT. And hopefully we'll be able to see that when the sun comes out. Let's see what it's like out here. Cleaned off my panel. Oh, look at that. Starting to get sunny. Alright, I was just doing all this experimentation and stuff, and the mail lady came, and she brought me this. Packaging was crap, but anyways, that's besides the point. Let's see here. They gave me an adapter for these chargers. They're over here. The boxes are all like destroyed practically. Pretty bad packaging for transporting Lipo batteries, but they seem alright. On, off. They're the same size. Yeah, they're pretty much exactly the same. Cool. We got 4 of them. There should be 2 more coming another time. Through that warranty I contacted them about, but I'm gonna take these out and add them to my system so I can have a higher capacity. Oh, the sun comes in and out. Still would like to be able to show you guys the MPPT like function these step down converters have. Got my battery charging there. Anyways, I'm going to pull this out again when it gets sunny. Peek to see some of that MPPT function it does. So that's input, that's output. Oh, I moved something here. Not getting any power. All these, oh, there we go. It's not going to be a huge difference because the panel voltage is usually around 17 volts, and this is a 12.6 volt battery. So, oh, just lost all MPPT part of it. The clouds are coming in again. But anyways, you saw it. If you ever wanted to use a super uber cheap MPPT like technology, I'm gonna buy one of these for $5. Alright, so now we have 9 of these packs. These ones were sitting at 11.48 to 45 volts. It's funny, one's taller than the rest. It's just they left extra room at the top. There's no big deal. But these ones need to be charged to get close to this voltage before I can turn them all on at the same time. So these ones are off. These are like 12.3 and these are about 11.4. So I'm charging these right now. I'm still charging with the sun. Oh, I disabled those, but I'm charging with the sun and I'm charging with a transformer plugged into the wall just to make it a little faster. And we're sitting at 11.8 volts. Once they're all charged, I'm going to do a load test and see what my new max load is between these. And I want to see how much runtime I can get on my laptop. That's mostly what I made this for, is extended runtime with my laptop, or lights and just stuff like that for camping and stuff. I'm going to North Carolina Outer Banks, and I'm going to take this with us, charge it from solar during the day and use it at night. And I'll probably be using this to limit the power unless I get my iMac B6 in time. I don't know if I will. It'd be nice to get it, but this is actually getting quite warm on just the one side. That's weird. It's like the other side's not working. It's very, very interesting. Ouch, that's actually kind of hot. What's going on here? Where's that? this thing here. I wonder if this one's faulty. Let's see, we got, this is Fahrenheit. Maybe it's not heat sinked, because that's pretty hot there. So he's not even warm hardly. Anyways, that's the update on my pack. Once I get these charged, I'll make another video of it running something. Well, that didn't last long. Stupid thing. Made some magical smoky smell. I think this potentiometer went, is what I think went. I'm not sure. It wasn't getting overly hot, but that's done. The potentiometer, when I turn it, does nothing. Current still passes through it, but it's locked at a certain point. These ones, on the other hand, ooh, that's warm. Not retarded hot or anything. Yeah, that's even warm too. It's all warm. Yep, that one's warm, equally warm, and this one is a tiny bit cooler, but they're all pretty close. Still producing 159 off this. Staying nice and cool. Producing a total of 425 because I have this, this MPPT on. Just wanted to bring my batteries up in voltage, especially while I'm charging. I'm charging this straight off my battery bank. I'm just watching the voltage climb. That's what my little 40 amp solar panel is putting out, just the solar panel. Let's put this on it. So these are all the cells at the same time are now being charged. 8.5 amps, 12.6 volts. At this meter, we're at 12.55. So really, these batteries are probably more like 12.45, 12.5. So I'm going to go until that hits 12.75 at 8.8 amps, and then these batteries should be about full, or close to it anyways. I might have to slow down the current. Yeah, then we'll do a load test. So we've used 21 amp hours. We're at 11 volts. Got all the batteries in here. And we're going to keep going and see if we can make to 30 amp hours. So it looks like I'm waiting for it to cycle back. Looks like 27.5 amp hours. Gets to the point where this inverter starts beeping. Still has at least another 3 amp hours, 4 amp hours. So this is easily a 30 amp hour battery. Only problem is there's people sleeping in this house, so I can't have that beeping. It beeps at 10.6 around there, but it'll keep running till about 10 volts, which is fine for these batteries. That's what the volts are at right now, 10.86. I really am happy with the way this turned out. Got about a 30 amp hour usable power. That's pretty hard to get out of a sealed lead acid. I'd need about a 60 amp hour battery, which would be massive and fairly heavy to carry around. It would definitely not fit in this box with this inverter. Yeah, so there's the conclusion. I got approximately 30 amp hours of usable power in this battery pack, and I'll be getting another 2 batteries, so it looks like I'll end up with about a 36 amp hour battery pack. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the videos, and subscribe if you want to see more.